Hey guys, in this video I'm doing wavy parts stitch braids on man, and I am doing 6 braids. I've already pre-parted, so you just see me right here starting the stitch process. I start off with 3 pillars and then I begin to braid, and I'm using this precision assistant parting ring on my finger to help with the stitching. Like I told you guys before, I am really trying to work on stitching with this ring finger. I don't want to use a comb or a nail. I don't really like using like those pointy nails on my finger. I don't like nails on my hands in general when I braid because it just feels heavy. So that's why you see me just using that to stitch it out. Since I molded this part off camera, which I'm going to show you guys how I mowed it later on throughout the video, but I just started braiding as soon as this video started. But basically what I did was I just used the pure neat braid, and I generously put it all through like the root part of the braids, which you guys will see me demonstrating that later. But that's basically what you want to do prior to stitching braids. It is a lot of product that you use. Everything that I use will be in the description box below. I decided to do this braid first because it separates the braids in the sense of like me seeing how the outcome would look. It's like a weird thing. Like if I start from the side, I'm just like, I don't know how it's going to look. But when I start from the middle, it really just helps when it comes to doing the other braids. But I did pre-part this in another video that you can check out. I will put that video at the end of this video so that you guys can see how I parted off each section. When you are doing the wavy parts, you want to make sure that you have every part kind of somewhat equal. It's not going to be equal, obviously, because it's in a motion of like big or small at the top, and then it goes into this extreme big, then it gets skinny, and then it gets bigger again, kind of like a flow. And you can pretty much do any design you want, but I was just like, I want to try the wavy parts, and my son showed me this picture and I was like, cool. It was a challenge as far as like parting, but then I was like, this is easy. So to start it off, I did part it down the middle, and then I did the wave right off of the middle part to separate, to make sure that it at least looks equal as far as having 6 braids, since it is 6 stitch braids. So I use the middle part as the guide to do the first wavy part. So I hope that makes sense. But again, you'll see it if you go check it out on how I pre-parted this. And of course, I am cleaning up a part while I'm doing this first braid. Like I said, this is the first initial braid. So I will come off because I am a master braider. I can come off from braiding and then restart. But if you are not like that, you want to make sure that you secure your parts in here away with clips. You see, I'm using a lot of clips just to make sure it is not in the way. But sometimes it could be hard putting clips in the back of someone's head so it doesn't mess up. So yeah, and I'm pretty much like a part freak. Like if I see one hair out of place from my vision, I will repart it or part it to perfection. And that is like, it's kind of like a good pet peeve, but it's a pet peeve for a person that is braiding and trying to get done quickly. I did speed it up. So what you are seeing as far as speed, I'm going way slower than that. And you will also see my son being extra dramatic throughout the whole time of me doing his hair. He is extremely tender-headed. And when it comes to stitch braids, like y'all have seen him in other videos, he just likes to act a fool. But this time I was like, I need you to act right. Like, try to act right. Quit doing all the dramatics. So in the first part of this video, he is being hyper dramatic with his facial expressions and just how he's leaned and stuff like that. But I had to remind him, like, you got my clients thinking that I'm hurting you, and I'm not. Because if you see any of my other clients, they're not over here acting the way he act. But he is my oldest, my first child, and he's just him. I let my kids be themselves. So he be doing too much on the dramatic side. So he is trying to be more conscious when I'm doing this, because he's like, I don't want people to think you be hurting me like that. But he is tender-headed, but he's like, I don't be in dire need, like really, like if it was that bad, he wouldn't even advise me to do hairstyles like this. And that's what he's basically saying, like, man, it ain't hurting that bad. It's just that certain parts hurt. So for him, he's just tender-headed. So if you are tender-headed, I'm sorry, this may not be the hairstyle for you. But I am a gentle braider. Most of my clients say, you haven't hurt me or nothing like that. But as you guys can see, now that I'm working on the second braid, I have molded that down as well. And now I am starting to braid. And you see I do 3 parts and then I just start to braid. And if you are finding value in this video and you feel like you can use this as a great guide of just showing you how to do this hairstyle, make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell so you know when I'm posting. So if you need any other male or female hairstyles, you could just check it out on my channel and you can see when I'm posting new content. I'm really trying to get into my content bag this year and just post on a regular basis, at least a week by week. I'm trying to do 2 full videos or whatnot, but for the most part, I'm trying to make sure that I post every Sunday so you guys, or Saturday, so you guys can have something to copy. And look at my son. He's just a whole mess. But yeah, we're just sitting here chilling watching Scream because we had to get ready for the new Scream movie. But yeah, but I'm just stitching. And like I said, I sped it up some more. I'm going very slow. So the thing about stitch braids, you have to really take your time and make sure you are not braiding too tight. You do not want your client to have bumps around their perimeter or throughout their scalp. So you want to make sure you take your time. And then when you get to this nape, like always, in the back of this head, you want to make sure that you really loosen up because you do not want your client to have bumps. And I also want to say, as you stitch, you make sure you do like a twist stop, like braid, and then you add more hair. And then you stitch, braid it in, stitch the other side, braid it in, and then you add more hair. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys kind of how I get down with that. But well, I hope you guys continue to watch me do this hairstyle, and I'm gonna just be quiet and let you guys enjoy. Now that I am done doing all the braiding, of course, I like to go through with Blue Magic. It's just, it's been a staple product and just hair in general. And I like to use it. It's not broken, so why try to fix it? So I like to go over my client's hair always with Blue Magic. And then I like to go over it with this Design Essentials Peppermint and Aloe Tonic. It's like a nice, cool feeling going through your scalp. It's really soothing. And then I just want to make sure I use a little bit of Pump It Up Spritz just to make sure, his braids stay in place and it doesn't get all frizzy. And then I go over it with the Oil Sheen Olive Oil. It's my favorite. My clients love the smell of this. And now I'm about to attempt to line him up and clean up this taper because it's really messing up the flow of the hairstyle. So I'm using some liners and I'm using like a guard on it to try to get the tapered look. And I'm not a barber, okay? Not even close. Never went to any school. None of that. And you see my son is looking very worried. Like, please don't mess me up, mom. Please don't mess me up. And one thing about me is like, your head is art to me as well. Why would I mess you up after doing all this hard work? You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get a chance to go to the barber and he's not going to have any time to go to the barber later. So I took it upon myself like y'all always see me do. He kind of got me in the habit of doing this because he would used to go get a haircut and then he'd be like, Mom, you got the liners, just line it back up or whatever with what my barber already did. But he hasn't seen a barber, so I don't have like the barber guide, if you know what I'm saying. Usually I can kind of see the line what that the barber has created and then I just clean it up. But in this case, I'm over here trying to fade them up and everything, but here's the finished product. How y'all think I do on my little taper look? I think I did pretty good for me not to be a barber. And what y'all think of this hairstyle? Make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe, and just, comment what you think I should have done differently or if you're going to try this hairstyle. Really appreciate and thank you guys for watching. Here is how I pre-parted this hairstyle and some other men tutorials. See you in the next one. Peace and hair grease. Bye.